Good day to you one and all. My name is Donato and welcome to today's video where I'll be talking about some long running tips. Yeah, let's go. So yes, my friends, it's Saturday when I'm recording this, and it's the 29th of February, a leap day. So we're gonna leap into some of the unknown for a lot of people, yeah, which is long runs. Long runs can be a lot of the unknown. So I'm going to go through some hints and tips that will help. But before I go into that, I just want to say a big shout out and thank you to all you guys who commented, put feedback on the last video. It's brilliant. It's great seeing the interaction, and yeah, having things with those shoes where you suddenly see, and I've got some other feedback I might do on that as well, a bit different, but yeah, today I'm heading off to the Victoria Docks Parkrun in London, where I'll be volunteering. Obviously I'm in clothing gear. I'll be volunteering there, so on my way there I'm going to go through some hints and tips of long run. Yeah, right, the long run, yeah, as it's pouring down with rain here. Hey, you know, we got to persist with the filming. Storm Jorge is arriving here in Britain. It's pronounced J-O-R-G-E, but pronounced Jorge, which is Spanish pronunciation, because apparently a Spanish meteorologist spotted this storm coming over, so they got to name it. But anyway, enough of that. So with the long run, I'm going to go through 2 sections, and each one will break into 3. So there's going to be 6 tips here. So the first area, I'm going to talk about what the purpose of a long run is. Why do we do long runs? It's key essential for endurance running. And then the second section, where there'll be 3 tips as well, I'll talk about logistics that can help, and what I've learned over the many years of doing long runs. In weather like this, we need to think about the logistics of how to help complete the long run. So onwards through the rain. So the first area I'm looking at is the purpose of the long run, and there's 3 key reasons of the purpose of the long run. The first one is training our body, time on our feet. Yeah, how long are we going to be on our feet? Because our bodies, when we're training for endurance running, it's not used to being on our feet for that particular time. I know it's stating the obvious, but we just need to train our body to be on our feet. So whether it be walking, running, whatever speed, but the key thing that I've taken from the past few years is the amount of time at any one training run is the most we should be on our feet to have any benefit is 3 hours. Yeah, 3.5 hours. You know, I know some people might get up to 4, but when you see people 5-6 hours on the feet, that is way too long. Oh, and here's my train. So time on feet, and when I say 3.5 hours, there's nothing wrong with breaking that up. So you could do an hour and a half in the morning and an hour and a half in the afternoon. It's just getting our bodies used to that. Okay, time on feet, and it's time for me to get on the tube. Makes sense? Nice, good. In the tunnel, on to the next tip. So guys, we've covered the first tip, and that is time on feet. Yeah, you worked out time on feet. The next important one, I would say, is nutrition. Nutrition is so important, but I'm not just talking about nutrition during the run. I'm talking about nutrition the day before, yeah, the night before. Like you prepare for a marathon, you make sure you carb up, do all that kind of stuff. You need to do the same things preparation for a long run, yeah. So it's what you eat before, but also in terms of breakfast, and it's a great time to prepare in terms of the nutrition, because long runs is the great time for you, as I said, to prepare race time strategies, nutrition on the actual run, so you can train with gels and working on water and all that type of stuff. So make sure that you're trying the things that you're going to do on the actual race. So it's practicing the nutrition, not just before, but the breakfast and also on the run. Makes sense? Next one. So that was the nutrition. The third one, finally, in terms of the purpose of a long run. The actual run is effort level that we do on a long run. I think some people call it LSR, long, slow run. So the clue is in that middle one, slow. How slow? People, one of the most common questions I keep being asked is, how slow should my long run be? Super slow, slow enough for you to converse all the way around. Now you may hear of people where they punch in some marathon pace times during their long run. To be honest, those guys are more experienced and they're doing specific type training, but for a novice beginner, it just needs to be slow. And I know for a lot of people, I think, Cole, if you're watching, yeah, and myself included, our long runs, all of it is slow. So we run it at a conversational pace. If anything, if you use Garmin's and so on, it'd be zone 1. So conversational, easy pace. There are all sorts of websites and information that will show you if you've got a target marathon pace, you run at X% slower for your long slow run. To be honest, it's like a finger in the air sort of guesstimate. Really, if you can converse like I'm conversing here, then that's a good speed. Yeah? On with the next tips. So we've talked about the 3 points of the purpose of the long run. Let's get on with the logistics of doing the long run. Yeah. So we've talked about the 3 points about the purpose of a long run. Let's get on to the 3 points of the logistics of a long run. The first point that I've learned, especially with weather like this, I mean, whoa, yeah, is work out a route that works for you. And sometimes, especially with the storms that we had last week, there was a hell of a wind blowing. Try and plan the route. So on your way back, the route that the wind is behind you. I know it might sound difficult, but a lot of long runs, it's a circular route. So plan it to go the way, clockwise, counterclockwise, so you've got the wind behind you. And I remember last week, the 6 miles, last 6 miles, oh, it was so good to have the wind behind me and finish out. Yeah, so that was tip number 1 in the logistics. Make sure you plan your route. So in terms of logistics, my second tip, it's about hydration. Yeah, when we're out on those long runs, we need hydration in some way. Now we can do one of 3 ways. A lot of people walk around with a bottle and run with a bottle, which is fine if that's how you want to do it. But my top tip, which I picked up from someone, is with that bottle, instead of running with it, you can put it down. Have a route that is a circular route, say a 5k circular route or an 8k circular route. Put the bottle down by a tree near side, and then every time you pass that loop, pick it up and have a drink. Yeah, leave it down by there. Or another one, if you need water with you all the time, is buy yourself a hydration pack and put it on the back and then take that with you. So that's my hydration tip on your long runs. Canning Town, which brings me to my final tip for the logistics of the long run. And my final tip is about clothing, wearing appropriate clothing for that long run. And yeah, the key thing is you're out for a long time, it can get cold, and if it's raining and you're wet, you want to be able to stay warm. And obviously, I say obviously, sometimes we need to put a bit of thought, but if we're doing a combination of walk run and it's torrential rain and whatever, have enough layers with you to keep you warm on the walking parts, yeah, but also not have too much that you're getting all sweaty. But you can take the layers off and wrap it around your waist and run with those, but dress appropriately for the weather. And if it's a hot sunny day, then, you know, a hat to keep the sun off can help. Just think about the clothing and wear the right clothing, because you want to enjoy the long run. It's a key essential part to training for marathon running and endurance running, so it's great to enjoy it. Yeah, so that was tip number 3 on the logistics. So that's it, my friends, on terms of the tips for the long run. Yeah, but we're going to go on to the park run now. So hopefully you've enjoyed those tips for that, and the video will continue. It's not finishing now because, as I say, I'm at the Victoria Ducks Parkrun volunteering, where I'll be doing the timekeeping. I know, in this weather, but anyway, it's going to be fun. Hopefully you enjoyed those tips. As I say, there's the purpose of why we do the long run and the logistics of the actual long run, and hopefully those 6 tips have helped, and if they have, then please do share this video in amongst with all your friends who are doing their long runs. Yeah, let's crack on with the Parkrun. So a little bit of an intermission. I've arrived at, if you can see this, the Parkrun, Victoria Docks Parkrun. You've got the Emirates gondola going overhead here. So I'm just going to try and find a toilet because I need a pee. Oh. Running.
Yes.
I don't know where the thing is. Good morning, welcome to Victoria Dock Parkrun. Turn around and come back. Then follow the dock path the whole way back past here and up the other side of the dock. You'll reach another course.
So as with every parkrun, you got a briefing of the course from the race director.
And don't go down this section of the ramp by the cable car. So the far side is over there and stay on the front.
How you doing? Is this your local one, is it?
It's not. We're here for Vitality tomorrow.
Oh yeah, the big half.
So we're talking quietly here, because these guys have got a YouTube channel as well. We don't want to disturb what's being said.
What's that in the black vest?
So we're going to go off and so is it like a stampede then?
Yes. Do what you like.
Okay everyone, I'm going to pass you over to Leon to count you down.
Hey, lock on your GPS. 3, 2, 1. Run like the wind.
Right, I'm here doing the timekeeping, and it's safe to say I am totally frozen here. Yeah, soaked through, freezing cold, but hey, I feel I need to go for a run to warm up. But anyway, let's crack on. So as you do, you often bump into people who watch your videos, and I'm here with Kevin.
Morning.
How you doing?
Afternoon, or
This is
wherever
your
you are.
local parkrun, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Apparently, yeah.
Although it's 8 miles from home,
Yeah.
but we combine it with a nice long run in and a run home, and that's our marathon training done. So that's our long run then.
And what is your next marathon?
Manchester.
Manchester. So I'll see you there.
You will,
Manchester,
yeah.
ready?
Yeah. Followed by
It's only
London.
a few weeks. It's only what, 3 weeks, 4 weeks away?
It's suddenly gone.
Yeah,
One minute
yeah.
you're thinking, oh, Christmas.
Yeah.
And next minute you got,
Next thing you got marathon.
I got to run 26
Anyway,
miles.
great meeting you.
And you.
See you. Keep an eye out for Kevin.
Yeah,
We'll catch you
don't
at
forget.
Manchester.
Click and subscribe.
I didn't pay him to say that, by the way.
Yeah, I can't make it down this coming route.
They got to wave to the camera.
I can't make it down this coming route.
Well, that was great fun volunteering, and the rain has stopped. Look, and there's a jet flying overhead because we've got over in that direction London City Airport. Yeah. And the gondola. So really enjoyed that, and yeah, the rain has stopped, the wind has stopped. So I'm heading off now for my long run. Yes. So all these long run tips. Hopefully you found them useful in some way, and if you have, give it a thumbs up. And as the man said earlier, subscribe. Yes, click on the subscribe. So let's head off and do my long run.